I'm Ashley McCray for BMA Cable Networks. Thank you so much for joining us for this Week in Review news update. We hope this message finds you and your family well. As always, we have lots of useful information to provide you. So if you need to, go ahead now and grab a sheet of paper and something to write with, as we provide you with lots of good information you can use during this time. Here are your headlines. In the midst of national coverage of the COVID-19 worldwide pandemic, Minneapolis takes the headlines for the death of George Floyd, a black man who died gasping for breath during an arrest captured on video by witnesses. 4 Minneapolis Police Department officers associated with the incident were fired immediately by Minneapolis Police Chief Medario Arredondo. The U.S. Attorney's Office and the FBI in Minneapolis say they are conducting a robust criminal investigation into Floyd's death. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, who has asked for the arrest of the officers, has also asked the governor to activate the National Guard. In response, Governor Tim Walz has activated the Minnesota National Guard to help protect private property and maintain peace and safety for protesters and first responders. Dr. Ajah King, a licensed professional clinical counselor and host of the Mental Health Moment that airs on BMA Cable Networks, spoke to us about why this incident has sparked protesters' actions.
So I was able to participate within the protest on Tuesday. And what I was able to see in the face of people, whether they were black or white, people are tired. We have a thing called post-slavery syndrome. And so it is the after effects of, even though we are physically free, systematic approaches of racism are still holding us in bondage. And we feel that and we see that every time we see one of our people, specifically black people, getting murdered, and then it's broadcast to everybody to see. And so everybody has an opportunity to witness our pain and the killing of our people, which creates ongoing trauma, and people are tired. Seeing that kind of trauma wears and tears not only on your physical health, it affects your mental health. You don't want to keep being reminded that you're oppressed. But when we have the ongoing news coverage and we have the ongoing articles and Facebook, posts, it's always a reminder that you are free, but not as free as you think you are. So don't get comfortable. And when people are on edge, they get tired. And when they get tired, they go through extreme actions, which we have now seen in the past couple of days.
The U.S. death toll from COVID-19 has reached a somber milestone, with more than 100,000 lives lost nationwide. Research shows a disproportion of deaths are black and poor communities, as 50 states proceed with reopen plans, with masks and social distance being encouraged or mandated. The virus outbreaks are reportedly growing now in 20 states. Governor Walz ordered all United States and Minnesota flags to be flown at half-staff at all state and federal buildings from sunrise until sunset on the 19th of every month through 2020 to remember and honor the lives lost due to COVID-19. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention issued new guidance for reopening places of worship. Governor Walz and Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan have partnered with Minnesota faith leaders on a plan for places that decide to open to do so as safely as possible. Through consultation with Minnesota faith leaders, the Minnesota Department of Health has developed additional guidance for faith-based communities, places of worship, and services. Starting May 27th, places of worship may open at 25% occupancy if they adhere to social distancing and other public health guidelines to keep congregants safe. In St. Paul, Mayor Melvin Carter announced a face mask requirement for all city-controlled facilities and businesses licensed in St. Paul. He also set up business license measures that support restaurants and bars in maximizing their ability to leverage surrounding spaces for outdoor patio seating. Unfortunately, the Como Regional Park Pool and Highland Park Aquatic Center announced it will not open this summer. In other news, another 2.1 million Americans file for unemployment benefits. More than 40 million people have filed first-time jobless claims since the coronavirus pandemic forced the U.S. economy to shut down in March. In COVID-19 money news, this question is trending. Can I still receive the federal unemployment check due to my drastically cut hours? The answer: as long as you're receiving jobless benefits, you should get the additional $600 a week until that component of the federal program ends in July. Another question: is the Visa debit card I received in the mail my stimulus check? The answer, according to the Internal Revenue Service: prepaid cards started being issued in May in lieu of paper checks to some people. Finally, if you're a concert or live music fan, I'm sure you've been missing your live events. While they may be on hold, streaming services are providing great performances. Trending this week on Netflix is Beyoncé's Homecoming, a stunning document of her headlining performance at the 2018 Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival. Once again, thank you so much for joining us for this BMA Cable Network's Weekend Review News Update. As always, keep it locked right here on BMA Cable Networks for the best music 24/7.